everybody, and welcome to another How To Tuesdays with me, John Katsavos. And today is a special day today. We are going to be talking about a very interesting topic throughout the rest of the week. We're talking about balance. And what is balance? This is such a complicated story. This is such a complicated topic to talk about because there's so many different avenues that I can take, and we can really get lost in the weeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the blog post that I released out on at our website, viofitness.ca. You can take a look at it right here. Just copy and paste the link into your browser, and you can follow along if you like, or you can just listen to me blabber for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Totally up to you. So we're going to cover three aspects of balance. And these three aspects are, again, I cover them in my blog post, life, health, and relationships. So it's more like health is like exercise, and life is like lifestyle kind of stuff, and relationships is relationships. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about physical balance and how to do some interesting things with your training regimen in order for you to get the maximum benefit in that kind of training. If you need that kind of training, we'll get into that tomorrow. But for today, we're going to start off with life. Life balance actually revolves around work-life stuff, right? So I've been there before, where it's like you're going at 10,000 miles per minute, and you're doing it for an X number of months or days, or some people even years. I know people who have been going nuts for 20 to 30 years, and all of a sudden, the retirement happens and they have nothing else to do. So what happens? They crash. Not necessarily a bad thing, but if you're able to just pause here and there, not stop altogether, just tap on the brakes, pause for a little bit, and just pick it up after when you feel comfortable. That's that work-life balance. I know there's some schools of thought out there that it's like you gotta go as hard as you can for as long as you can. The problem is, when you crash, when you stop, you're going to crash, and you're going to completely and utterly stop. And when you come back, it will be determined on how hard you actually went. So you might actually disappear off the face of the earth. It's happened to me lots of times. Happened to me 3 times in my life, 4 times in my life. Not counting the first one. First one I didn't know how to deal with. But it has happened to me time and time again. Now I can pick up the markers and say, pop brakes just a little bit before I go 10 miles per minute or 10,000 miles per minute. So there is no magic pill. There's no magic number that I could throw out to you. I like to follow a certain pattern. 31, 62, 93. So basically what that means is I go hard for 30 days, I take 1 week off. Then I go hard for 60 days, I take 2 weeks off. Then I go hard for 90 days, take 3 weeks off. And when I'm talking about off, I'm not saying I wash my hands of it and that's it, no more. I'm not touching anything that has to do with Vio Fitness. I'm not touching with anything that has to do with the Fitness Oracle. I'm not touching on anything that has to do with any of my programs. I'm talking about doing as little as possible for 1 week. I'm keeping all the stuff that I have to do, like running my programs, uh, putting people into my podcasts, getting these. I might take, you know, um, these lives. I might go once a week, once every 2 weeks. So I'm doing as little as possible, but I'm still doing stuff. I'm keeping everything where it's supposed to be. So that's what I would do, and that gives me a good work life balance. Work life balance. I know like I said, there's a couple schools of thought out there that don't like that, but whatever. That's me, and it's only on me. I mean, you guys can try it. You're more than happy to try it and see how it works for yourself and judge for yourself. So, exercise. Exercise is a big one. Um, and this is where a lot of people fail with their workouts, with their supplementations, with their um, rest and recovery, with their everything, with their just basically everything. They don't give themselves enough time off. If you look at the top bodybuilders in the world ever, now I don't care what Lee Haney has said on London Real, because I listened to that podcast myself. I love Lee Haney. I think he is an inspiration to what he does and who he is. And I think he's a positive influencer in this world. And I really do think that we need more of Lee Haneys in this world. But there are times, like Lee Haney won't go to the gym and work out 7 days a week, twice. Well, now obviously not, because he's up in there. He's up in age right now, so he won't do that. But it's not a healthy practice to have. There, right after the show, he talks about you got to go back to the gym. It's okay to take that day off or 2 days off. Just chill out. I mean, chilling out is doing something. Doing nothing sometimes is doing something. Sometimes, not all the time. When doing nothing starts to become a habitual practice where we don't move forward, where we don't do progress, where we're not able to provide positive stuff to the world, that's when it becomes deteriorating. That's when we start to bring in the laziness. But taking a pause, and like I said, like just like with your life, taking a pause in your exercise goes in hand with your life. Because if you can take a pause in your workouts, now what you're doing is you're actually giving your body the time it needs to recover. Taking a pause from your supplementations gives your body the time it needs to flush its system out of toxins that may have come in that time that you were supplementing. It's not good practice to be taking supplements every single day for the rest of your life. It's good to say, I'm going to do 30 days on, 1 week off, 60 days on, 2 weeks off, 90 days on, 3 weeks off. Start to see the pattern. Same thing that I do for my life, I do for my exercise, rest, and recovery. I do it all in one little nutshell. Relationships. Now, this is the tricky one. I have yet to figure this one out myself, to be totally and truly honest with you. I haven't been the most luckiest in this field. It's mostly because of myself. I get that. But when it comes to my family, it's different. When I really, really, really dive into my business and my work and everything that I do, I kind of have a tendency of um, not being there for my family. But when it comes to dating scene and that and this and that, I honestly, I haven't been that. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But anyways, and this is important. This is really important because if you are able to figure out where you need to work, then it's important for you to do the work. It's important to you to fail. And I had this discussion earlier today on a really great group, Man for Man Tribes, and we were talking about failure, this and that, and I went into my own stuff with relationships and myself and my previous business and everything. So it's not perfect. I know I need to work on it, and yeah, the one thing that I do have been able to recognize with myself is, again, don't go at it too hard. Just let it happen. Go with the flow kind of thing and do the work. It's important to do the work. However, it's also important to sit back and watch everything just fall into place when it when it needs to. So I would love to give you guys some of the balance and relationship stuff, but I haven't figured it out. The one thing that I can do is tell you about the balance that you need to do for relationships with yourself, because I've done a lot of work with that. And if you can't have a positive conversation with yourself, then how are you ever going to be able to have a positive conversation with anyone else? It's not going to happen. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I created the Band of Brothers, is so you guys can come on and talk about and help that conversation, um, and help find that balance for yourself. Where does that balance come into play? How are you able to um, how much time that you need to spend on yourself and on the stuff that are important to you, that you know that are going to help you get to your dreams. That's also a relationship, and you also need to find some balance to pause from that too, sit back and just say, yo, I gotta work on me right now, and that's it. I gotta work on me. That can actually lead into other aspects, and trickle into other aspects of your life, like finding someone. In my case, finding someone, finding enough time to spend with that someone, finding enough time to spend with your friends, with your family, with your girl or your guy or whatever, your dog. I don't know. I don't have any pets, so again, that's another thing that's not really to me. But I mean, that's a relationship too. So, anyways, I hope you guys found some um, benefit to all this. Me rambling on. Um, I do have uh, the 21 Day Caveman Challenge that is coming on right now, and in it, I give you my knowledge when it comes to finding that proper balance from for your workouts, and trying to figure out for yourself too, like the importance of pausing and um, being able to get that get the proper workout, rest, and recovery balance for you, because I've done this for like 12 years. This program is like my brainchild for the last 12 years, and I put it all in 21 days for you guys. So I'll put the link in the show notes with this, so you guys have access to it. Just sign up, guys. I mean, it's literally it's going to cost you. You're going to spend more at Starbucks than you are on this program. If you go to Starbucks every single day for the next 21 days, you spend more than you're going to spend on this. Anyways, I'm just putting it out there, leaving it out to you guys. It's a really great program, and I really hope that you guys are going to take advantage of this. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow when we pop in with a Q&A. This might happen a little bit earlier than 9:30, 9:45. Probably around, let's say 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York, Toronto, New York, Miami time. So pop in when you guys get a chance. Pop in your questions about balance. There's going to be a lot more that's going to be released on Wednesday tomorrow. So I can't wait to give you guys the best knowledge that I can when it comes to your questions. Until then, see you guys tomorrow.